Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome to What Remains. And in this episode we are going to see what remains of an old Benedictine abbey closed in 1988. We're going to visit a mysterious grotto with weird, almost occult-like carvings inside, and an abandoned nuns' cemetery. And it's right down there, just through here. But before we get there, I'm going to show you, this is where we are, this big huge overgrown tower there. But this would have been an important gateway to the building at one time. Look at this, big huge stone carvings, and we've got the ironwork still on there. And this is the original wall to cordon off the grounds of the abbey. It is quite a steep journey down there. I'll take you down. I need to be careful not to slip. So where are we? We are in Wales. We are at Talacre Abbey in Flintshire on the north coast of Wales. We can almost hear the seagulls here. And as I'm going down, we can see the tower of what remains of the abbey that's left. This was a mansion at one time before it was taken over. There isn't a great deal that remains. I'm just going to show you down the side, because basically this is it. The rest has pretty much gone. Now we do have a little bit of a doorway to get through to go in there. Just through there and up the stairs. And I'll show you what's in there in a moment, but just to show you how small this doorway is. Yeah, look at that. So I'm going to go inside and I'm going to take you up to the next floor and show you what remains of that. And we're straight onto some steps. It is quite dark in the grotto area where we'll be going, but I have got a torch with me to sort that out when we're ready. So we're up onto the first landing of the stairs. We've got this beautiful little round window still here. Look at that. Not a lot else. If you can look at the construction. Here we go. And then up onto the landing. And then this looks like it was a tower room of some description. We will be going down there. I will show you that. But we can see here there's what was a fireplace there. And the roots now are just coming into this building and taking up this first floor. And it did have another floor there, and it looks like that would have been the parapet wall at the top. And there's a little bit of a balcony level here. So Talacre Hall, originally dating to no later than 1634. The current hall, or rather abbey, which is what we're in, is 19th century. Originally built by the Mostyn family, which are descendants of Richard A.P. Hallowell, who was seated at Mostyn in the reign of King Henry VIII. Because he helped him become king when he was just Henry of Tudor. Let's see if we can see at this window here. Look at that. We've got the old lintel in there in wood. I'm going to get back down the stairs and I'll show you what's down there. Those are our stairs that we've just been up, so we're going to go down now. I say down, it's only a little step or two. You can see the construction in here. This is just a little area underneath the stairs where it's quite solid. We're going to go back out the building, round the side. You can see that's the window that I was at just here in there, and it's all gone basically. You can see where the remains of the wall would have been down here. It does drop down quite significantly. Then up there, this would have been a doorway up there as well, going across to the second floor around this way. But this is all that remains that we can get in today. This looks like some sort of well of some kind for water, and there's a hole here, so it probably went through into there. So all this has collapsed where I'm stood, but this is where we were looking down to. Now this is quite unique here. That is where we were, and that's the fireplace. But I brought you in here because there's a metal ring down there, and that's fallen out from up here, and we can still see some metal work there going round. We've got benches carved into the actual stonework here, but I want to draw your attention to the walls. They are made of huge lumps of ancient glass, seashells, giant seashells of all varieties, hundreds and thousands of them, and bits of coral, crystalline rock, flint, more shells here and here, and then I'm going to show you one huge giant shell that's still fairly intact. But before we get there, there's some little shelves here. I don't know if the camera's picking up the crystals glistening and all the shells, and there's a giant shell up there. But up here we have got this giant shell. We've still got wood and iron in the door frame, and then we're coming to another little area with a bench down here and some seating down here. Now these are all that remains of the abbey. Closed in 1988. I don't know what happened to it being in such a state. Whilst the Mostyn family owned all this and the land, there were politicians throughout history, people of privilege basically. We've got some steps here, look. This would have been up to the property. There's not our destination to go down there at the moment. I say that it is. We're going to go down here because this way takes us to a secret grotto. Now what we have here is the remains of the footings of the building all round there, and if we just pan the camera over there, we can see where the main part still stands. Now going back to the path that we're on through here, I'm going to take you down to that grotto, so come and follow me. Now I've had a walk around to make sure it's safe, to point things out to you, to let you know what's going to be happening and what's in there. But I'm going to turn the camera around at the moment. I'm going to show you really what I can see, which isn't a great deal, but just little tidbits of what's coming. Now as you can see, there are a load of rocks around here. There's a hole in it there. We're going to be going down there. And then if I point you over the edge here, we're going to be going down there. It's easy to get to, and where we are walking now, this is all part of the grotto, and there's the end of it there, so we've crossed it. This is really quite magnificent. You can see how damp it is by the types of greenery that's growing. I will put a torch on, so we've got some steps down, but I just want to take you in to experience the darkness of it first. And we've got a little bench down there, and this is how it looks. This is the hole that I was pointing you down into there, and we will get there. But these are some steps, and I'm going to put the torch on so I don't break my neck. I've wanted to come here for such a long time, but we can see the walls. Nobody really knows why this was built, and it first appeared on maps in 1899. And there are weird, strange carvings that go on down here, and I'll be showing those to you. Now we've got two ways to go here. We've got round and down. Down into there. And we're going to go back. And this is the bottom of our step, so we can go round and down in this way. This one is the bigger chamber. And again, if we look at the walls, they are made of glass. Look at this glass. Crystals. And seashells. More glass. Look at this. Look at that. And the bench there, that's glass into there too. It's beautiful. And then we can see more seashells in the wall with the crystals. Coming round and down. So I'm going to show you the staircase, which we never came down, which is there. But this is the big chamber where I pointed you down and where we could see the vents through. There's some more staircases, so there's like two staircases to this section. And then the other staircase comes down here. No, it doesn't. It comes down there, and we came down that one. Even I'm losing my bearings. But look at the carvings in the rock, the shape. And then here we've got a bench where it looks like I've probably had a bit of rubble thrown down. And this here straight away is a carving of some description. I'm hoping this camera's going to pick this up. That's the tail feathers. And we've got feet. It looks like the beak has been broken off, but believe it or not, that is some kind of eagle of some description, some bird of prey. And we've got the wings here coming out to the side there. On this one the head is gone, and the wing at that side too. You have to look everywhere because there are carvings all over. Do you see any that I've not spotted? And we've got the seashell carving there. This one is quite grotesque. If you're easily disturbed, look away. In there we have a monk with the chair in his robes, with his skeletal hands and his skull face. Why would somebody do this? And of course the habitat is perfect for the huge spiders. We'll move around. And again, we've got these huge carvings in the rock just put out there. Now there are lots of things to see. This is another staircase that takes us up and out. Now, where is it? The huge Cyclops face, which is absolutely incredible. Are you ready? Look at this. Why would anybody do that? The detail in there, look at the nostrils. Why would people do this? Was it for worshipping of the occult of some description? Benches down there. And just more faces in the walls coming out at you. Look at this, a coat of arms and a lion. A face there that's just partly destroyed and gone. But another thing is this hideous wild boar type creature. Look at that, amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around here because there is another grotesque. After being in there, this looks beautiful, all the greenery. But I'm going to turn round, and can you see the face, the hands and the wings on this creature? Who knows what this is? And we've got a bench down here. There's a little shelf used next to it. And we've got this amazing table. What's so special about a table, Pete? It's made out of rock. And look at the feet. Can you see that? Almost like 3 lion or griffin feet of some description. It looks like somebody's been having a fire in there so that the smoke billows out of this mouth. Leaving that grotto behind. Who knows why people did those sorts of things in there? It's just absolutely crazy, and I've been wanting to see that for about 2 years since I found out about it. Now, if you remember, I told you that this place was taken over by Benedictine monks, and that was in about the 1920s, and they were here up until closure in 1988, but not all of them left. There are some of those nuns still here, and that's where I'm going to take you now, to visit those nuns. We are now approaching the resting place of the nuns that never left. It's quite beautiful here. It's very lush and green, but also airy at the same time. Now, the wind has been blustering. I don't know if the microphone's picked that up at all through the trees, just adding to the air of this place, the feel, which is nice. But I'm just going to poke you through this tree to show you what we're going to look at. There we go. As we approach the cemetery, we will be respectful as always. I always try and be respectful wherever we're going to visit the videos. Some of these have the dates on. We've got Christina Moss down there, 1926. They're just all iron crosses. Hopefully somebody has documented this place, taken photographs of them all. I can't particularly read that one out, I can't read it, but they're everywhere. They'll all be in here as well, overgrown, because it extends all through here. Here we've got a plinth which would have had a monument on at one time, more than likely some kind of cross. This is the most elaborate headstone that we have. They must have been important at one time. I can't really make that out anymore, but the cross still stands. But as we look through the undergrowth, we can see crosses there, there. They are in there as well. We'll go to this side. We've got Bridget Harding in 1968. Teresia Radcliffe, 1942. As you can see, the grave markers are becoming lost inside, and there's one right inside there. I don't know if you can pick that out. And even on the path where people have been stepping, there are markers. I keep catching that one. And now we have to go into the undergrowth to see these. I suspect the last grave being one of these. Coletta Gibson, 1926. Paulina Bridges, 1936. I'm just trying to find the final grave marker. I've got 1978, 1963. And I can't quite make that one out. I am looking for her grave, but I can't find it. And I've just seen it as well when I came earlier. The strangest thing about being here is I keep hearing voices, and yet there's nobody here. It sounds like somebody out with a dog, but it would seem I've lost the final headstone. I'll have another look and I'll show you it. Found it. That was worrying because I'd seen it and then it disappeared. So I'll show you in relation to everything else where it is. That's the way we came through with the sunbeams right through there. And this is Martha, 1978. And Winifreda in 1963. And then over here, Dorothea painting in 1988 on the 27th of February was laid to rest here. Now it has been a bit of an ambition of mine to come here for a good couple of years now, and I've loved showing you it to you. I've loved being here and exploring the place. It's absolutely brilliant. If you get the chance, just come, have a look around, but be respectful. Remember, this was a place of worship. It was also a home before that, and now there is a cemetery. If you have enjoyed this episode, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. I'm always grateful for a coffee when I'm out on the road. Please hit the link down below to join the channel. Subscribe to us. Got loads of videos coming up. And I'll see you in the next episode.